96% of you are not subscribed to the channel. When I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will share a series of exclusive stories. Subscribe now. Jack Donovan was one of humanity's most daring explorers. Raised with advanced technology and a curiosity for the unknown, this young man was finalizing his preparations to travel to one of the unexplored planets in the depths of the galaxy. The mission was dangerous, but as always, Jack was determined to overcome the risks. His destination was a long-abandoned planet called Epsilon 9, home to the ruins of an ancient civilization. In recent years, however, the Zorak Empire had occupied the planet, seeking its lost technology. Jack's adventure began when his scout ship jumped into hyperspace. Traveling at the speed of light, he flew around the stars and disappeared into the blackness of space. His only thought was to explore the ancient ruins of Epsilon 9 and see what he could find. He knew the Zorak Empire well, an oppressive, ruthless, power-hungry empire. But Jack felt that with his intelligence and knowledge, he could defeat this dangerous empire. He trusted in his ability to deal with difficult situations, as humanity had done countless times throughout history. When he landed on the planet, Epsilon 9's atmosphere was denser than he had expected. He lifted his eyes to the sky. Clouds of dust hung around the planet. Taking a deep breath, he made his way to the site of the ancient ruins. The military forces of the Zorak Empire were everywhere, patrolling and digging for ancient technology. But Jack had an advantage they weren't aware of. Even though the Empire was trying to decipher this technology, Jack's human intelligence was incredible at solving such puzzles. As they tried to make sense of the vestiges of a civilization abandoned hundreds of years ago, Jack arrived and touched the greatest mystery of all, an ancient weapon with a massive power source. This weapon could be the Zorak Empire's worst nightmare, for it was powerful enough to shift the balance of power they used to subjugate the galaxy. When Jack activated this weapon, he unwittingly ignited a galactic power struggle. The entire planet began to tremble, as if he had awakened a monster. The ancient energy chamber was filled with shimmering crystals and slowly began to stir. At that time, Selena, the young princess of the Zorak Empire, led some of the most powerful soldiers on the planet. Her father was an oppressive and ruthless ruler. Selena secretly resented this tyrannical rule, but stepping out of her father's shadow seemed impossible. Her and Jack's paths crossed when she found this ancient weapon. At first, she saw Jack as a threat. How could anyone elude the Zorak soldiers and unlock such a powerful secret? But she came to admire Jack's intelligence and determination. "You can't use that weapon," Selena said, approaching Jack and trying to stop him. "My father will kill you." Jack smiled and replied coolly, "Perhaps this weapon will be the end of the Zorak Empire." Selena's eyes narrowed, knowing in her heart that he might be telling the truth. She had been crushed by her father's oppression, but she felt that Jack was showing her a path to freedom. From that moment on, the princess and the human explorer began an unexpected collaboration. Selena helped Jack unlock the secrets of this ancient weapon, while he taught her tactics for organizing resistance against the Empire. Over time, their collaboration developed into a deeper bond. Selena came to admire Jack's courage and determination, and Jack came to admire Selena's desire for freedom. Together, they began a resistance movement against the Zorak Empire. When Jack learned to fully control the power of the ancient weapon, a massive attack was organized against the Imperial soldiers. Jack's plan was flawless. His intelligence and knowledge rendered the seemingly invincible armies of the Zorak Empire helpless against the weapon. After fierce battles, the Zorak Empire was overthrown. Jack and Selena had ended Zorak's reign of terror. After the battle, Selena revealed an important truth to Jack. She was pregnant. The news shook Jack to the core. What had begun as a mere explorer had turned him into the founder of a new galactic order. He would go down in history as the father of the future emperor. Jack had begun to shape the galaxy, not just as an explorer, but as the architect of a new order. Selena and Jack decided to establish a government of justice and peace to replace the Zorak Empire. He was no longer just a man exploring unknown corners of planets. He was now a leader fighting for the freedom of the galaxy and the father of a future emperor. But the journey was just beginning. Jack's journey seemed never-ending. Every corner of the galaxy was filled with new adventures, discoveries, and victories. After the fall of the Zorak Empire, a deep silence had fallen over the galaxy. The vast armies of the old empire were scattered without new leadership, and many planets, left uncontrolled, struggled to establish order on their own. But in the midst of this chaos, Jack and Selena set out to build a new order. Using humanity's intelligence and strategic genius, Jack began to forge alliances with planets across the galaxy. Selena worked to bring hope to the peoples rising from the ruins of the Zorak Empire. Under the Empire, many peoples had lived under oppression and persecution, but now they were beginning to enjoy their freedom. As their leader, Selena sought to establish a just system of government. It was her dream to create a federation where humans and other galactic races could live together in peace. In time, the new order that Jack and Selena established came to be known as the New Galactic Federation. The Federation was built on the foundations of justice, equality, and peace. However, the remnants of the old Zorak Empire remained a threat to the galaxy. The former generals of the Empire had set up secret bases with military forces loyal to them and were plotting against the Federation. Jack was aware of the threat. A reunification of the remaining elements of the Empire could throw the galaxy back into chaos. Therefore, he decided that a strong army had to be built to ensure the security of the Federation. But this time, unlike the oppressive methods of the Zorak Empire, the Federation army would be based on defense and the preservation of freedom. Selena, on the other hand, made great strides in diplomacy. She increased the power of the Federation by concluding treaties with planets that had once been oppressed under the yoke of the Zorak Empire. Bridges of peace and solidarity were built between races. In the process, Jack and Selena came to trust and support each other more than ever. The harsh realities of war strengthened their bond and made them both more mature and decisive leaders. But all was not well. Varnak, one of the most powerful generals of the former Zorak Empire, saw that the Federation was rapidly growing stronger and set out to stop it. Using ancient imperial technology, Varnak had built a massive superweapon. This weapon was powerful enough to completely change the balance of the galaxy, and Varnak was determined to use it to destroy the Federation. Upon hearing this news, Jack and Selena sprang into action. They organized a secret mission to learn the location of Varnak's base. Using his strategic acumen and military experience, Jack devised a plan to counter Varnak's forces. But the mission was extremely dangerous. If Varnak's superweapon was not stopped before it activated, it could spell the end of the Federation. Jack wanted to go on this dangerous mission himself. Selena disagreed with his decision, but Jack was determined. "This war was started by me," he said. "Now it's time to finish it." Selena agreed to stand by him, and together they prepared for the final great battle. Their attack on Varnak's base would determine the fate of the galaxy. Jack devised a final plan to destroy Varnak's superweapon, but this plan would require great sacrifice. As the day of reckoning arrived, Federation forces attacked Varnak's base. As massive explosions echoed through space, Jack and Selena managed to infiltrate the base through a secret passageway. Jack had to stop Varnak himself. Varnak was the most ruthless of the former Imperial generals, and he thought he could match Jack's intelligence. But thanks to humanity's intelligence and resilience, Jack was able to disable Varnak's weapon. When they came face to face with Varnak, an epic confrontation ensued. In the end, Jack was able to defeat Varnak, but his victory came at a great cost. He was badly wounded in the battle, and it was difficult for them to escape. Selena left the base with Jack in her arms. As Federation forces destroyed Varnak's base, Jack lay unconscious on Selena's ship, badly wounded. Crying, Selena tried to save him. Jack's courage and sacrifice had once again saved the galaxy. After months of recovery, Jack was able to get back on his feet. But now he was known as the hero of the galaxy. The Federation had eliminated the Varnak threat, and restored peace to the galaxy. Jack and Selena continued to fight for the freedom and prosperity of their people. Their children would be the future leaders of this new order. Jack looked up at the stars as he always had, dreaming of new adventures, discoveries, and making the galaxy a better place. After Jack completed his recovery, he realized that everything in his life was different. The scars of war remained on his body and soul, but the biggest change was the way the galaxy viewed him. No longer just a soldier or a strategist, he was seen as a hero who had saved the galaxy. But for Jack, heroism was more about responsibility than title. Together with Selena, he prepared to embark on a new journey to make the galaxy a safer and more just place. Selena, on the other hand, had taken on greater responsibilities as leader of the Federation. Rising from the ruins of the old Zorak Empire, this new order had to be built on solid foundations. Their work focused on diplomacy, reconstruction, and alliances. However, Jack's recovery and return to her side was a great morale booster for Selena. The Federation not only brought peace to the galaxy, but also entered a period of technological and cultural renaissance. Under the leadership of Jack and Selena, Federation scientists began to reorganize the technologies left over from the Zorak Empire for the benefit of humanity and other galactic races. Revolutionary advances in agriculture, energy, and medicine spread to distant planets. Relations between races also grew stronger, as bonds of friendship were forged between the different races within the Federation. The permanence of peace was further assured. But for Jack and Selena, this new era in the galaxy was the beginning of another challenging period. Even after the defeat of the Varnak, some remnants of the Empire still posed a threat. In the dark corners of the galaxy, assassins and terrorist groups plotted in secret to restore the old order. The most dangerous of these groups was Threx, the former head of intelligence for the Zorak Empire. A brilliant and ruthless leader, Threx had begun building a dark army to prevent the growth of the Federation. When Jack recognized Threx's rise, he knew that action had to be taken to counter this threat. He and Selena felt that they were once again on the brink of war. But this time it was different. The Federation was strong, its alliances solid, and the people of the galaxy cherished their freedom. Jack knew they could not win this new or the old way. This time, diplomacy, intelligence, and strategic moves would have to trump weapons. To track down Threx, Jack and Selena embarked on a secret mission to the most dangerous parts of the galaxy. This time, they were accompanied by an elite team of Jack's old friends and allies from the war. They included warriors, spies, and scientists from many different races. They set out to find Threx's secret headquarters and foil his plans. The mission involved a perilous journey into the dark and unknown regions of the galaxy. The closer they got to Threx's base, the more challenges Jack and his team faced. Dangerous planets, deadly traps, and loyal agents of Threx tried to block their path. But thanks to Jack's strategic genius and Selena's diplomatic acumen, they overcame every challenge. Eventually, they reached Threx's secret base. Jack was prepared for Threx's mental superiority and machinations. But Threx was not only a military threat. He was secretly recruiting supporters within the Federation and preparing to launch rebellions across the galaxy. Threx's goal was to destroy the Federation from within and restore the old Zorak Empire. Jack and his team organized a covert operation to disrupt Threx's plans. Threx's infiltration of the base began the last great battle for the future of the galaxy. But this war was fought not only with weapons, but also with mind games. A relentless game of chess was played between Threx's intelligence and Jack's strategic moves. In the end, Jack and Selena managed to completely disrupt Threx's plans. Threx fell victim to his own machinations, and his dark plans were thwarted. But instead of killing Threx, Jack turned him over to the Galactic Court. Jack wanted to show that the Federation was a system based on justice. With Threx's defeat, peace returned to the galaxy. When the Federation captured Threx's men and brought them to justice, Jack and Selena were once again able to protect the galaxy. The Federation was now stronger and known throughout the galaxy as the Guardian of Peace. But the story of Jack and Selena did not end there. The peace of the galaxy was preserved, but there were more worlds to explore, more knowledge to learn. Jack served as an advisor to the new Federation, while Selena led galactic diplomacy. The two had put the war behind them and had become leaders in building the future of the galaxy. New adventures, new alliances, and new discoveries awaited them across the stars. But what mattered to Jack and Selena now was building the future of the galaxy in peace and harmony. Together, they had embarked on a journey across endless stars, opening a new chapter in the eternity of the galaxy. Jack and Selena played a key role in reshaping the galaxy after the defeat of Threx. Within the expanding borders of the Federation, they developed new strategies to maintain peace and ensure justice. But the galaxy was vast and complex, with different problems, conflicts, and unexpected events around every corner. Jack began to take on more diplomatic duties for the Federation. During his post-war recovery, he participated in several interplanetary peace negotiations, using his intelligence and strategic skills to resolve long-standing conflicts. His determination and sense of justice won him the respect of many peoples throughout the galaxy. Jack was no longer a war hero, but a symbol of peace. Selena quickly rose through the ranks of Federation leadership. With her intelligence and intuition, she worked to strengthen diplomatic relations between all the races of the galaxy. Her work to expand the Federation's diplomatic missions and make peace treaties permanent was appreciated by many planetary leaders. The smooth functioning of the new order established after the fall of the old Zorak Empire was largely due to Selena's diplomatic skills. However, all was not as smooth as it seemed. New threats emerged from the depths of the galaxy. The Federation's expansion was threatened by supporters of the old regime and groups seeking to regain control of the galaxy. Jack and Selena needed to be prepared for these new threats. Various factions within the galaxy were questioning the Federation's peaceful approach, and forces seeking chaos were quietly organizing. The greatest of these new threats emerged on Chronos, a planet in the far reaches of the galaxy. Chronos was a planet used by the former Zorak Empire as a secret base for illegal experiments. After the fall of the Empire, the planet seemed abandoned, but in reality, a new group was secretly operating there. Called the Dark Alliance, this group had dangerous plans to spread chaos throughout the galaxy and destroy the Federation. As soon as Jack learned of this threat on Chronos, he sprang into action. Together with Selena and a few trusted allies, they made their way to Chronos. Their goal was to disrupt the Dark Alliance's plans and stop this threat before it spread throughout the galaxy. Upon reaching Chronos, they discovered vast underground complexes hidden beneath the planet's surface. It was a scientific nightmare left behind by the Zorak Empire, where genetic experiments, illegal weapons, and more were still active. The leader of the Dark Alliance was Vartan, a former Zorak general. Vartan had been in hiding since the fall of the Zorak Empire, waiting patiently to regain power. Now he planned to take advantage of the Federation's weakness to take back the galaxy. Vartan's plan was to launch covert attacks against the Federation, creating chaos and pitting races against each other in order to weaken the Federation. Jack and his team embarked on a dangerous mission to find Vartan in the underground facilities of Chronos. Every step of the way, they faced deadly traps, genetically engineered soldiers, and Dark Alliance spies. But Jack's keen intellect and strategic skills, combined with Selena's diplomatic skills, helped them overcome these dangers one by one. Though Vartan's plans were complex and insidious, Jack and Selena's determination prevailed. Finally, the moment to confront Vartan arrived. In the depths of Chronos' headquarters, a great confrontation took place that would determine the future of the galaxy. Vartan admired Jack's intelligence, but his obsession with the greatness of the old empire made him unwilling to accept peace. Jack and his team destroyed the Dark Alliance headquarters and scattered Vartan's armies. Vartan's defeat brought peace back to the galaxy. After this great victory on Chronos, the power of the Federation was further consolidated. Jack and Selena had once again led a successful operation to preserve the peace and stability of the galaxy. But Jack knew this victory was only temporary. The galaxy was vast and complex, and new threats could always arise. As Selena and Jack continued their mission to protect the galaxy, they also strengthened their bond. They were no longer just warriors. They were two leaders, two friends, and two allies working together for the future of the galaxy. As they traveled the stars together, they looked to the future of the galaxy with hope. But the journey was far from over. There were still many worlds to be explored, many mysteries to be solved, and much peace to be preserved in the far reaches of the galaxy. Jack and Selena were determined to stand together against all odds. The infinity of stars was just the beginning of their saga. When Jack and Selena returned to the galaxy after their great victory on Chronicles, they were hailed as heroes by the Federation. But more than victory, the future of the galaxy was on their minds. They knew that like the enemies the Federation had faced before, new threats would one day arise. The galaxy was a vast, complex, and dangerous place. But Jack and Selena were prepared for those dangers. After the events on Chronicles, the Federation strengthened its galactic defenses and adopted a new peacekeeping strategy proposed by Jack. This strategy aimed not only to prevent wars, but also to forge strong alliances with peaceful races in the farthest reaches of the galaxy. The Federation was no longer just a military power, but an alliance that brought together different cultures and peoples. While Jack worked to ensure the security of the galaxy as the Federation's chief strategist, Selena stepped up her diplomatic efforts, signing new peace treaties across the galaxy. Together, they strengthened both the Federation's military and diplomatic wings. In time, the Federation ushered in a period of peace unparalleled in galactic history. As the years passed, Jack and Selena became some of the most respected leaders in the galaxy. Wars diminished, interplanetary cooperation increased, and old enmities between different races gave way to mutual trust. The Age of Peace brought prosperity and peace to the galaxy. Jack showed everyone that war was a last resort, and that diplomacy and cooperation were a stronger and more lasting solution. One day, in the Federation Senate at the center of the galaxy, Jack and Selena gathered for a ceremony to sign a new peace treaty. It was the final step in a great cooperation that would guarantee peace in the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Jack felt a deep sense of peace as he watched this historic moment unfold. Years of war, intrigue, and danger were over, and the galaxy was truly united. At the end of the ceremony, Selena turned to him and smiled. "This is not the end of our mission," she said with a small smile. "But perhaps we have accomplished the most difficult part." Jack nodded in agreement with Selena's words. "Yes," he said quietly. "The galaxy is a safer place now. But keeping the peace is just as hard as winning the war." Selena gave him a sincere look. "We did it together. We'll keep it together." That day, Jack and Selena looked up at the stars with the peace of knowing they had taken a giant step forward for the future of the galaxy. For years they had fought side by side, risking every danger to protect the galaxy. Now they continued to work in peace to make the galaxy a better place. Throughout the infinity of the galaxy, Jack and Selena's story has become a legend, reminding all living things of the power of hope, courage, and cooperation. And because of them, the galaxy would be a brighter place for generations to come. In the end, peace was won, and the story of Jack and Selena would echo forever among the stars. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this story, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.